Hi, welcome back to Rabbi Aharon Attitude Adjustment. Sorry I was gone the last 3 weeks on vacation, so I didn't post anything up. I apologize, but I'm back. So if there's anything that I say today that you can get some value from, get some value from it. Use it to your advantage. Move forward with your lives. If you're still sick and tired of being sick and tired, these are some ideas that can help you along the way. Now, we already talked about three of the things we have to believe in to make us have a very, very fulfilling, loving, happy life. And one is that everything comes from the Creator Himself. Everything that ever was, is, or will be comes from the Creator. This is not me, this is from the Rambam. It comes from centuries ago. And this is not a hard one to believe. We can all believe that certainly it must take a great power to create the universe and everything in the universe. And it would be everything from the top of the universe to the bottom of the universe that would be connected in this. So, this is not something that's very hard for us to believe. Everything that has a purpose. Again, this is not really a stretch for us. We can think about the fact that, a tree has seeds that fall down so that other trees can be born. Corn has corn kernels so other corn can be planted. There's always a purpose for something. For mosquitoes, for spiders. There was an old story about David HaMelech, King David, where he said, I don't understand why Hashem has created spiders, because he detested them. He really hated them. And one day he was out hunting and he was being chased by King Saul, who wanted to have him dead. And he gets to a cave in the corner that he's literally cornered by King Saul's men. And he goes into the cave to hide, knowing probably they're going to catch him. He hears the soldiers coming, he hears the horse hoofs coming. But what he didn't know was, over the front of the cave, a spider had woven a web in a miraculously fast time. So when the soldiers got to the cave, they realized, who could be inside of there? This must have taken months to maybe years to construct this web. Nobody could be in there, and they passed it by. And King David went on his way, and he learned why Hashem had created spiders. That there was even a reason for that. So we know that we can accept the fact, without too much stretch, that everything comes from Hashem, and it all has a purpose. The last one is the one that's so difficult for a lot of us to understand, that everything is for our ultimate best. This is the one that's a challenge. There are so many things that we see in the news, both old and new, that we look back and we say, how could this have been for the best? Well, let me tell you a story. I'm going to give over something to you that my Rav gave over this week, about this week's Parsha, Tazri and Mitzorah. It talks about what, for lack of a better term, is called the rash of psoriasis or leprosy, to be more exact. So, what is leprosy? We know it comes on people, but did you know it also comes on clothes and on buildings? Well, this week's portion talks about that. Now, it talks about how when you see it, you have to have the Kohen come to check it out. You can't decide for yourself what it is, and before he starts, he has you take everything out of the house, because the house may have to have serious renovations done to it, or it may have to actually come down. So, why would it be a good thing? You've finally come into Canaan. You've finally done what Hashem has told you to do. You've conquered the people. You move into their houses, and look what you have. You've got a house that's got psoriasis on it, which is leprosy. How could this be a good thing? Well, the Torah tells us how. It tells us that Hashem says to Moshe that he should tell the people, I've given you your freedom. Now I've given you, as I've promised you, the land of Canaan, which was today's Israel. I'm also going to give you Saras, which is, again, leprosy. Give you Saras? Why would you give this to me? Why would this be a good thing that you give this to me? Well, the Rav tells it this way. He says, when the people who were already living in Canaan heard that the Israelites were coming, they thought they'd better get out. But they didn't have much time to get out, and they figured pretty surely they would beat them and they would come back to their homes. That's not what happened, however. So what they did is they took their valuables, their rubies, their sapphires, their diamonds, their gold coins, and they put them in the wall. And they plastered over it, and they whitewashed over that so it didn't look like there was anything in there. So when the people came to the wall, and they called the Kohen, and the Kohen said, this wall needs to be destroyed, and they destroyed the wall, what do you think they found? All the valuables. You couldn't imagine how possibly it could have been for your good. All you could think about when you heard about it was how your house was going to be destroyed. But what you find out, by waiting and by saying thank you, Hashem, is this is also for your benefit. Well, I'm going to wrap it up at this point. I wish you all a good Shabbos. It's a brand new month of Iyar. Hopefully everybody will enjoy it and have lots of blessings coming their way. There's 24 other of these shiurim, these little lectures on YouTube on Rabbi Aharon Attitude Adjustment. If you like what you saw, please share this with somebody that you think might get some value out of it. And please excuse the fact that this is my first day back. I seem to be tripping over my tongue. Have a great Shabbos, and we'll talk again next week. Be well. All the best.